Good morning and welcome to TYROLIT Tool School, the spring edition. This is to get all your garden tools, all your things for spring in the right tip-top condition. See you soon. Good morning and welcome to TYROLIT Tool School. Today our special spring edition. What is the purpose of this is because spring is in the air, spring is there. You need to get your garden in order, you need to get your stuff ready. And this is basically what we're going to try to do, and to connect this to abrasives, to TYROLIT abrasives. So what is one of those things that is very, very important, especially to me? Without that, it doesn't work. It's not. I need to have that. It's a barbecue. So you've done the barbecue last year, before winter, you've done last time barbecue, put it aside for the winter, and that's it. So you didn't pay attention to that, you didn't look at that, and that's most of the time that's not really clean. And you need to clean that. So what do you need to clean is, especially on the barbecue, is your grill. This needs to be cleaned up. There still remains from last year on there. I don't even want to know what it is, but that needs to be cleaned. So do we have products that really are ideal to this? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Of course we do. So one of the things that is very, very easy, very practical is this silicon carbide hand pad. Silicon carbide, because it's very sharp, it works very well to clean off anything that remains on that grill. So to remove that using this, you can also of course use a spray to get all the remains of the fat of that combined with the hand pad, and actually that works very easy like this, and you will see without too much force, really nicely you get things cleaned up. So this is a nice thing to do, an easy thing to do, an easy thing to use. Just go over that. You can go in between like that. It's a bit of work like that to do that all very nicely, but the result is you will have absolutely a clean looking grill to put anything on there. As I said, you can use a spray in addition to that, and then after that of course rinse it off in some water, let it dry, and ready to use. As I said, to me barbecue is an important thing to have to get ready for spring, for summer. Another thing that we're going to be used is garden tools. There can be a lot of different things. The thing that I brought with me is a small garden shovel, a small thing. So two things we can do on that is just to clean it up, that it looks nicer when you start working in the garden. It's nice if you have nice looking tools for doing some work. Again, I can use the hand pad on that to clean that rust off, to clean that up a little bit, and you will see that goes actually very quickly. You remove the rust, no issue there. Again, a bit of water, a cloth to get the remains off, the dust off, and you're absolutely done. So if that layer is too thick, another thing you might use could be a strip it material, which I will show you later on in this episode. So these are nice things, easy things. Clean up your tools, ready to work in the garden, put in new flowers, plants, herbs, whatever. Also the grill, as I said, to clean that up, get it ready to get going, is absolutely something that is good. Now, small shovel. We also have, of course, the big ones. The big ones, this kind of stuff where you're going to be using that for shoveling. It's okay, that's absolutely fine. But sometimes you will have to cut through the roots of bushes. That could be a very small tree where you want to cut through those roots, where you're going to be using that almost like an axe, and that needs to be sharp. And because you work through sand, it gets dull. It's not going to get sharp, it gets dull, and you need to resharpen that. How can you do that very, very quickly is by working with a flop disc. For that purpose, we have I wouldn't go too premium on that. You can do this with a very easy, basic, nice disc with a lot of material on there to do that, to sharpen that edge. There we go. Sharpen that edge with not too much pressure. Just quickly go over that, sharpen that edge, clean that off, and get a sharp edge again. So you can use that not only for shoveling sand, but also to cut through, like for instance, if you go through grass, a layer of glass where you need to go through, or roots, as I said before. So, small practical grinder, and just go quickly over that. Right there, this is now a sharp edge again. Of course, it's not razor sharp, that would be a bit silly, but it's sharp enough to get through, to cut through a root or to a layer of grass, which is all on top, a bit thicker, a bit more dense, where you need something like that to really cut through. So again, a tool gotten ready, and then we can go to some other stuff. Another thing that also people with a lawn mower is an important thing. Unfortunately, we don't have a lawn mower here, but we do have a disc that is designed to sharpen a lawnmower knife, a blade. So this is basically our rondeller. Our rondeller is a preformed light grinding disc that you actually can get in different grit sizes, and a grit 36 or 60 is absolutely ideal to sharpen the blade of a lawnmower. So you go over that, you sharpen that very nicely. This is the tool that is also designed to work on something like that. A lot of people don't know this, but this is something you can actually do. You just need an angle grinder, you need the rondeller, and you can sharpen the blade of your lawnmower to get a nicer cut of your grass. Easy thing to do. Now, we are here in Tyrol. Do people have a lawn? Yes, they do. But they also have mountains. And on those mountains, you have grass that grows on the side of those mountains, and they're not nice and flat. So you need something else. You need a bit more that is going to be used by hand. And this is basically a scythe. This scythe is basically something that's going to be used there. The first time I saw it, it was like, whoa, this is interesting. So I'm not the guy that is a specialist on that, but I've been told by somebody who knows what she's talking about. And there's Laura, the product manager for our stuff on flap disc, grinding disc, and stuff like that. She actually knows how to handle this, and she explained to me how to basically sharpen this tool. So what we need for that is put this on the side so that nobody gets hurt. Basically, this is a kind of funny thing. It's like you have to imagine people are on the Alp, on the mountain, and they need to cut all that straw, whatever, and they need a stone, a grinding stone, to actually sharpen that blade, and that needs to be used wet. Now, when they're up the mountain, it's not that easy. Like water all along. So they came up with a small thing where they can actually put in water, put in the grinding stone. It's always wet, always ready. They put it on their belt. They use that like that. They work in, and after, when they feel that the scythe needs to be sharpened again, because that happens regularly. I've been told that happens regularly. It's not like once a day. No, it's several times a day. When they start feeling like, it's getting a bit dull, chop, 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 they're going to sharpen that up. So this is always nicely there in water, which is ideal to work on that. Let's see if we can bring that back on there. So we have our stone, and that stone actually comes in a nice kit. It's from our TYROLIT Live stuff. Is basically this what we have. There we go. TYROLIT Live. We have two stones, a coarse one and a fine one, that is actually designed to sharpen small garden tools, so sharpen the side like that. So this is basically what we have on there. So this is actually what's going to be used. Now, I've been talking about this quite a lot. I tried to postpone for a while. So now I need to show you how to do this. So as I said, I've been told by an expert, I try to do this as good as I can. So you use it like with the round side, and you go like that. A bit more stable. The first aid box is ready over there, just so you know. The other side. As you can see, that actually goes pretty smooth. And like that, you're going to sharpen that. Use this, put it back in the water. You do your work until the moment it gets dull again, and then you will redo that. So this is to sharpen this kind of tool. So, and trust me, it is getting sharp. It is getting sharp. So these are already things that we have, that we can use from TYROLIT to sharpen garden tools, clean up garden tools, in order to get them working. Now, another thing that will come along is stone. You do some work in the garden, you're trying to, or you're laying stuff like this, and of course you will need to cut them. If you need to cut this stone like that, block like that, there we go, there you go. If you need to cut like that, what do you need is a diamond blade. Of course, we have diamond blades. I'll show you right now. What I used yesterday in order to cut them is this. A universal one. This is a pretty good one. The TGD is a pretty good one. Use that to cut actually those stones over there, also to cut some of the big plate that I have over there. Why? Because if you start cutting that like inside, there's a lot of dust, which is not really great to have that in the studio. So we've done that beforehand. Because also the point is, we wanted to show something else, not the cutting, but the finishing. Because if you cut this, you can see that, yeah, there we go, we're gonna get there. You can see that this is a bit rounded up, is a bit radius to that, and this is straight because that's the place where I cut. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create the same shape as this on there. So in order to do that, what do we need for that, what do we have for that, is, interesting enough, is a flap disc. Not too much pressure, there we go, that's fine enough. Is a flap disc that we're going to be using on the normal angle grinder. Now that flap disc is kind of cool. Why? It's a product that I don't come across that too often, because most of the times I'm working in metal. This is a diamond combination. It's a twin flap disc. So meaning we have two different kinds of flaps on there. We have a silicon carbide, very pointy, very sharp, brittle, and we have diamond, sharp and long lasting. So that combination actually allows to work on stone, allows to work on that edge and create that shape, allows to work on bigger plates as well, which I show you in a minute. So let's get that disc on here and show you how quickly that goes. Also, you need to pay attention that you don't need to push a lot. You don't need a lot of pressure to make it work. Also, if you're going to pressure, you're going to make the wear faster, make the disc wear faster, but there's no point. So, not too much pressure. We're going to use some dust extraction on this one. And there we go. So I created exactly the same thing as we have there. So if this is at the end of a place where you're lying, there's a parking place or a place where you want to put your garden chairs and whatever stuff, it fits nicely in. It's a nice finishing touch. There you go. A nice finishing touch on that. Now, here I have a stone plate. That edge has been cut, and I want to round up this a little bit. So I'm going to try to do that again with the same disc, the flap disc, to work on that edge, to round that up, that it's not like this sharp corner anymore. as you can see, this has been rounded off. There's not a straight edge anymore. This is really now a nice round shape, and actually is exactly what I wanted to achieve. You can see it there. There you have now radius. There you still have this edge, which is there. This is now nicely rounded up and actually works well like that. So again, something very nice, very easy. A flat disc with silicon carbide and diamond, exactly to do small stuff like that. That can be garden decoration, something that got damaged. You need to redo that a little bit. This is what you can use for that. This is the twin flap with diamond and silicon carbide. Now there's another thing that we all have in our garden is garden furniture. Garden furniture, like I brought this chair with me, which as you can see on the back is getting seriously, right over there, we have this part here, rotten. So that needs to be replaced, it needs to be redone. There's also some parts on the other wood parts that needs to be cleaned up again, that you might want to put in another color, stuff like that. So what are we going to do? So this is that. So white, I don't want to white it anymore. We want to use a different color. I might use even a varnish on that, so you get the natural wood color. What do we have to clean these off? The good thing with that is you can actually unscrew them. You can take them all off and get them all cleaned up, so which is kind of cool. So what are we going to use to remove that paint? It's like we've done a tool school a couple of times ago, or the last time I believe, where we actually spoke about our rough cleaning material, our strip it material. And indeed, in this case, I'm absolutely going to use the strip it material, the black one, to remove the paint without damaging the wood too much. So, and that goes really, really fast. Without, as I said, without damaging the wood. So there we go. What do we need to do on that one is reduce speed. Reduce the speed on there. Go back to about 3,000-4,000 RPM. You're absolutely fine. Absolutely good on that. Oh. Nice and flat. No steep angle. And you can feel this is smooth. It really takes off all the paint, getting it ready to put on a base coat, and then after that a different color or different lack, or repair it, or even put on a varnish. So this is something that you can do with the Strip It disc. Very, very easy, very, very nice. Just before in the production I showed them the result of that, the feel of that, and they were quite impressed by that. So as I said before, at the beginning, one of the garden tools that we have here, if you see that it's really too much dirt on there, the same thing you can use is you can use the Strip It material to clean that up. If it's a bit too much material, too much rust that you need to remove, you can use, instead of the hand pad, you can also use the Strip It disc. So these are a bit the things that we thought of which is a bit interesting as a spring edition. What do you need or can you do with abrasives for the garden, for getting ready for the spring, getting ready for summer, cleaning up the garden tools, sharpen garden tools, cleaning up the grill for the barbecue, cutting some stones, rounding up, all that material we have available, of course. So it gives you perhaps some ideas of things that you could use to get your garden ready for spring, ready for summer, ready for some parties. So this is it from my side. Thank you very much for being here. I wish you all a very good spring, and until next time, all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.